Hey everybody, Maga Immune Mama. I know you see me in the same clothes of the videos that I posted yesterday, but just so you know, today is actually June 10th, 2025. This was actually going to be the video that I presented as the first episode of Momma Vs Maga. Now, let me tell you up front that this is not ideally how I wanted to do it. I had ideas that were really in action, and I planned, like I said, to do the video like I am right now and present it to you tomorrow. But anybody that has listened to previous videos, I have explained my disabilities, that I would not be one that would edit out all of the bad parts. When this is me, this is who I am. Some of you might complain about my voice. Just know that I had to have surgery on my spine, and my vocal cords got damaged when she went through my neck. So I have a voice, or a different voice. But it's okay, because you know what? It gets loud. I can be mean. I can be loving. It works. So I don't care. If I don't care, you shouldn't care. But anyway, so the whole point of me doing Momma Vs Maga is simply because for months I have asked any MAGA person, please come to me, let's have a conversation, explain how you feel. I want to explain my feelings, and maybe we could walk away with some type of understanding each other's sides of what's happening. And every time, never failed, totally expected, right on cue, every time MAGA got onto my videos, they would immediately attack my disabilities. They would immediately attack the fact that I live in an RV. And just so you know, it's not because I don't have any money, it's because that's what I chose. I am an empty nester, building this thing. Right now I'm replacing the flooring. I got rid of the carpeting. I'm, going to have the flooring replaced. I'm building it into a home, a structural tiny home. It's exactly what I want, perfect size for me. So if it doesn't bug me, why are you in my yard looking and it bothers you? It's none of your business as far as I'm concerned. I'm the one that's out here putting myself out here. Well, y'all want to talk shit to me hidden behind your little stupid screen names or whatever. Put yourself out there. Talk to me like I'm about to talk to y'all, because this is the best that I'm going to get, obviously, and this is the realest that I'm going to get. But here it goes. So, because I cannot seem to get any MAGA that is sensible, that wants to have a conversation, I am simply going to talk about things and my perspective on how MAGA calls it out and sees it, and my perspective on how wrong it is, or how I feel that it's wrong. And if I ever say, this is how we react or whatever, just know that I'm talking about myself, and I could be talking about other people that I know that share the same exact views that I do. I'm sorry. And I will do that a lot too. But anyway, we share the same views, but I'm not trying to say we as in, Democrat, leftist, whatever. I'm talking about myself. So people agree, pop on. Let's talk about it. Let's get this going. And we have to come up to an understanding. Like, it isn't now or later. It's either now or never. And I don't think that that's what people understand. I thought we would have a little more time to where, like, everybody started to realize that, hey, we kind of, like, need each other. So maybe we're going to push back on the division a little bit and try to come together as the country that I know America can be, because I grew up in a very proud America. And any military, in the time that I grew up in America, it was a great time because we honored and we supported, and as much protection as we could give to our military, we did. And no matter what anybody in this country could ever do, we could never pay back what the military has done for us. Now, fast forward till now, we'll know about, I don't know what, 10 or 11 years ago when Dum Dum came down the elevator with his illegal imported wife. Yeah, it's a mess. And I have so many thoughts going through my head, so if I look away for a second or just not talk for a second, I'm gathering my thoughts because I don't want to come out screaming and hollering and doing whatever like I did in a video I posted a little bit ago. I really want this to be a talking point. I really want it to be shared and passed along and people get involved and talk and figure this shit out. So, like I said, this is not the episode that I had planned. I actually had things written out of stuff that I was going to talk about and do. But after events yesterday and, you know, seeing a mounted policeman literally run down, it looked like a female protester, like causing harm to people. The same people that have been fighting to protect you and your jobs and all of this stuff against the people that you are on the ground now supporting, I find to be not mind-boggling. It's a shitty situation. Trump put you in that position, but bottom line is it's a shitty situation, and any of you that are going there and not standing with the people in the oath that you took, but rather, you know, pulling up a gun with non-lethal bullets in it and deliberately on camera shooting a reporter, an Australian reporter, and I can't remember her name, but, you know, you're doing that. No wonder people hate the police. And I have always been a supporter. I have always abided by the law. And, you know, I'm 52 now. At the age of 18, I got pulled over for speeding on the interstate in New York because, yeah, I grew up, born and raised in New York. And going down the highway, got pulled over. Had big, beautiful brown eyes, real long hair, and of course I was 18, and back then I was a looker. Batted my eyes, cried. I did get off with a lesser charge than what I could have been charged with, but I learned my lesson. Crying and batting my eyes at a police officer to get out of something that I was guilty of, that was not the path that I wanted to take. And even though in that instance, first time ever coming in contact with police, in that second, I learned that lesson. And I have always abided by law and order. And if a police tells me, you know, don't go here or move back over there, I would do it because I am a law-abiding citizen. But in this day and age, it's almost not worth it to be because of all the madness that's going on. And what I'm choosing to talk about really is MAGA wanting to say that us woke folk we suffer from TDS. That's Trump derangement syndrome. And I'm sure everybody knows it, but I wanted to say it for the few of you that may not. But TDS is Trump derangement syndrome. Now, something that MAGA doesn't understand is it is not anyone that opposes Trump and his movement and his tearing down our government and hurting our people. We don't suffer from Trump derangement syndrome because you know what? Us woke folk, we are vigilant. We are alert. We are in the background watching and seeing, and has been warning you all about this stuff for years now. Years. So the ones that are actually Trump deranged are you MAGA. It is not any woke person or anyone with half of a brain cell does not suffer from Trump derangement syndrome, because we see him, the pathetic, small, incompetent, adulterous, pervert, 34 count felon. We see him for what he is, and everything that I just said, and so much more I could say, is exactly who and what he is. That's the bottom line. And it makes me, you know, I used to think, oh, MAGA, it was funny at first, and then I found it kind of sad a little bit, and then I felt, you know, like y'all were beginning to get pathetic, to the point now where y'all are just straight up losers. You are, as you parade around calling yourself patriots, what you actually are traitors. You're traitors. Trump is a traitor. His clown posse of an administration. Yeah. You guys are traitors. Everything that Trump is doing right now are crimes not only against the people that he swore to protect, even though he took that oath, not knowing what it was, not knowing if he has to hold up the Constitution or not, while swearing to God and not even touching the Bible. So, you know, that's alarming, but you guys are all stuck in this big, huge cloud, and I call it the farts of Trump, that you are so delusional. He has you so in fear that he doesn't want you watching news outlets that up until Fox came along in the late 1980s, these are news outlets that our country, from the time the TV was invented, these are news outlets that our country relied on for over 50 years before Fox come into the picture to deliver us the news and what's going on. And, you know, he has you believing that Fox is the only truth network and everybody else is fake news. He wants you to believe that only MAGA commentators are in the right. Anybody else that says, you know, or opposes Trump, we are fake commentators and bringing you fake news or whatever. And Truth Social, he doesn't address the American people like an actual president is supposed to. I don't know if he's required to, but he's expected to, because even though Trump may hold the highest power in the land, he works for us. We don't work for him. And that's something that y'all don't understand. And any upstanding, good, all-around American that loves the people of this land and loves freedom and democracy, law and order, and everything that this country has always been known for. You know, the land of the free. You know, that's... He makes you believe that Truth Social and X, well, I don't think X is anything anymore, because him and Elon have had a real nasty breakup in the media. You know, well, I've been asking who is going to get custody of the MAGA cult children that they have. Nobody seems to know, so that might come out later on. But as of right now, nasty breakup in the news that none of us should really know or care about. Elon Musk said that Donald Trump was in the Epstein files, which all of us woke people that actually see what's going on and knows what's going on, we all knew that he was in the files. And that is why he pushed the release of the JFK files and any other file he could think of other than those ones, because Pam Bondi and the Department of Justice are erasing those files. And it may be washing Trump's name off of them or getting rid of them completely, but either way, they are not releasing them because Trump is all through them. And on my page, I had posted a picture of Epstein with a young girl, and if she was 14 years old, it would surprise me, sitting on Epstein's lap, inappropriately dressed, with Trump sitting next to Epstein, his hand on this young girl's knee, while Epstein's hand is also on her leg, but I don't think in a place that we can see. While there is another young lady in this picture that looks like she's starting to take her clothes off. You know, Trump is a sexual predator. He has gone against law and order, and anybody that follows the law, we have no problem with judges doing their jobs and serving justice when it's needed. We don't have an issue with, you know, driving 55 if the speed limit says 55. But the ones that are going to make judges look bad, courts in general look bad, you know, weaponization and playing the victim that no one else has been prosecuted or persecuted as much. Well, chances are the one that is complaining about judges holding up their oath and their constitution and going against his bullshit ideas and follows the law, upholds the law, the one that is opposing it and presenting it to his MAGA cult, that it's horrible and that he's been persecuted. The reality of that is other presidents have not been persecuted like that because they don't have the history of crimes and felonies that he does. He is a 34-count convicted felon who, had Merrick Garland not dragged his feet and Jack Smith got him in court, Trump would literally be serving life in prison, however many miserable fucking years the man has left on this earth to torment anybody that will allow him to. He would be serving it in prison because Jack Smith had him for treason, for insurrection, going against our country, domestic terrorism. Because that's what he did, that's what he is, that's who you are. And I've tried to be patient, and I have tried to talk and try to figure out, like, you know, what is it about this man, other than the fact that he could talk you into buying the dried up bones of his dead mother for $1 billion, convincing you that you could put her together and she would do acts for you, tricks for you. Lying through his teeth, and has gone through fear-mongering. And that is how he built his base. Fox is good, ABC, NBC, CBS, bad. When Fox went through a lawsuit and settled for $787 million and an agreement to fire Tucker Carlson, paid for lying and defamation. Okay? The Fox host, Sean Hannity, Tucker Carlson, the blonde-haired Ingram fucking lady, I don't remember her name, but all of them messaging behind the scenes, off air, talking about how they're spreading lies to their base, knowing that they're going to believe it, but they knew that it was bullshit. So this Fox News that y'all are so fixated on, that it just tell the truth, there's proof out there that they're lying to you. They have admitted that they're lying to you, and everything that they pump out to you is nothing more than a fear-mongering mill. That's it. End of line. I don't have the understanding. I'm not going to have the understanding. But you know what? By the end of my show, you're going to know how I feel. You're going to know exactly how people view you. And I'm going to feel better. And I'm hoping that you're going to come up with common sense. And if I reach one person in what I end up doing, then my job is done. Because if I reach that person, it's going to catch on. And that's what needs to happen. You know, Angry Ginger is absolutely wonderful. The guys at Midas Touch are wonderful. Tennessee Brando, Luke Beasley, Adam Mockler, all of those guys, like day to day through the chaos, manage to keep up, keep track, and they are giving you the news of the hard stuff. I am taking things from all of that and analyzing it and getting through it. And I hope that I help somebody. So please, I promise the next episode will be, I'm hoping, more lighthearted, a little bit more upbeat. Maybe you'll see me actually really with my hair done and decently dressed with my eyebrows fixed and makeup on. And maybe I'll share a smile, but it's not going to be the first one. It's not going to be in this one. And I am so sorry, everybody. But please bear with me. If you guys have anything that you have on your mind that you feel has not been talked about enough, or how you feel about it and you want me to cover it here on Momma Vs Maga, please drop it in the comments below. Like, subscribe, share my stuff. It's free, not costing anybody anything, but you're going to help me out a whole lot. And let's get through this together. If nothing else, therapists are really busy right now, and even I'm having trouble finding one right now. So maybe this can help. We'll all help each other out. That is my goal, bottom line. So anyways, guys, like I said, please like, subscribe, share my content. It doesn't cost you a single penny. I will not grift off of you. Doesn't cost you nothing. So help me out. Like I said, something you want me to talk about and your opinions, drop it below, and we're going to move on with this. So, sorry for the somber. Hello, here's my new show. Sorry, guys. I don't have it in me. I'm sorry. So anyways, take care. Try to have a good week. Send a lot of love to Los Angeles. You know, let that society know, or that community know, that they're not in this alone, that they have support all over the country. You know, that even though we're not there in body, we're here with our voices. And we do not condone the violence that the police has shown. We do not condone our American streets turning into military running down or rolling down the middle of the road fully armed, like they are protecting Afghanistan after the war that we helped them win. It's not right. And this is exactly what the woke folk have been talking about for a long time. It's now or never, guys. So anyways, I'm going to get off here, quit just jabbing, because I could go all day. I have a lot to say. But anyways, please look for me in the next one. I will do my best to make it better. But until then, guys, stay safe, stay vigilant, be as woke as possible. We got to keep this in the open. Much love, good vibes. respect to all, and I send you as much peace as I possibly can. Take care, guys.